Кевін, ми бачимо, що твоє життя переповнене вірою. Хотілося б запитати тебе таке питання. Де ти зачерпуєш ту мотивацію для тих тренувань, для свого життя? І яка віра є в тебе? В кого ти віриш?
Question about the faith. That you are the believer and you believe in God, and how do you, what God do you believe in, and how do you get the power for your present training?
Good question.
Гарне запитання.
Yeah, good question. Okay.
So, wow, good question.
Дуже гарне запитання. Позадачили.
Long answer, but I'm going to try to make it short. Okay?
Дуже велика відповідь, але я б її хотів зробити лаконічною.
When I was 10 years old as a child,
Коли було мені 10 років,
you know, like him, this is why when I see him, it reminds me of when I was a child.
нагадує, як я був дитиною.
You know, my father died,
Помер мій батько.
and I was a child.
Я був дитиною.
My father died really fast. He had cancer.
Він помер швидко, в нього був рак.
And this was difficult because it was the first time that I was introduced to, you know, death, right?
Було важко, тому що, що я побачив, це представив, це смерть.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had to go to my father's funeral, and it was the first time I saw, you know, the dead person was my father. So,
Я попав на похорон, і першу мертву людину, яку я побачив, це був мій батько.
so I had a lot of questions for God at that point.
І мав багато дуже питань до Бога на цю тему.
And it was, I was the youngest out of 6 kids.
Я був найменшим з 6 дітей в сім'ї.
And my mother, I remember she told me when I said, Mama, I said, you know, why did God take, you know, Daddy away?
Я запитав маму, чому Бог забрав тата?
And she never, all she did was she looked at me at my father's funeral,
Це, що вона просто подивилась на мене,
and she put her hands on me like this, you know, and she says, Kevin, she says, God always knows what he's doing.
Кевін положив руку мені на ногу, сказав, Кевін, Бог завжди знає, що він робить.
So I never forgot those words,
Ніколи не забуду цих слів.
but I was angry at God.
Але я був злий на Бога.
You know, I went to school and kids made fun of me because I didn't have a father.
І коли ходив в школу, навіть діти насміхалися, що в мене немає
Life
батька.
had changed for me because I didn't have a father no more.
І життя змінилося. Без батька життя змінилося.
I didn't want to go to school because I hated school at that point.
Я зненавидів школу через це.
You know, so I was 10. So 2 years later after this,
Через 2
I
роки
started going, you know, to the gym,
я почав відвідувати
at home, doing push-ups and doing sit-ups because I didn't want to be around nobody. I didn't want to, you know, I wanted to be by myself because I was, you know, was depressed, right?
Був в депресії, почав ходити в зал, вдома віджимався, присідав. Просто не хотів нікого бачити.
So every day I would still see my mother. She would take me to church with my 3 sisters.
Мати водила мене в церкву з моїми 3 сестрами.
And I would always see her praying, and she would never complain about her life.
Я дивився, вона постійно молилася і ніколи не нарікала на життя.
And my only outlet I had was the gym. So I went to the gym and I just kept training from a child, 13, 14,
дуже рано почав займатися, в 13 років, і просто зал став моїм життям.
And then my mother, she died. Like this also, she died.
Згодом померла моя мама, теж дуже швидко.
And I was 19 years old when my mother died.
Мені було 19 років, коли померла мама.
So 8 years after my father died, my mother died.
Через 8 років було
It was
смерть
crazy.
батька померла.
They both had cancer.
І обоє померли від раку.
And I felt like, wow, what is going on? Why did God take my mother? God take my father?
Як так
So-
можливо, Бог забрав і батька, і мати.
When this happened, it made me even want to go to the gym even more, right?
Це спонукало мене прийти в зал навіть частіше, навіть більше.
I think I was just angry, and the gym gave me an outlet to have something that I could build a body that controlled the whole situation. So I really liked training at this point.
Спортзал давав мені таку силу, якби боротися з тою злістю, контролювати цю злість, і я просто будував своє тіло.
And I think that this was the driving force of me going, 100% in the gym, 100% training, 100% eating, 100% following this dream that I had. I wanted to be successful, and but I also had a lot of pain, from my mother and father dying. But I just took everything out in the gym,
Я виплюскував всю цю злість, всю цей негативізм в залі і викладався на 100%, як в тренуваннях, як в харчуванні. Так само це була мотивуюча така рушійна сила для мене в тренуванні в залі.
So I think that, my success in bodybuilding is driven from a deeper pain and suffering and hurt that I felt, as a child without a father.
Мій успіх в бодібілдингу, він походить з такої глибоких страждань, болі, які приходять з середини через смерть батька і мами.
So I carried on, and I went, and I ended up turning pro really fast. And then through my whole bodybuilding career, I ended up, having one of the best records in professional bodybuilding history.
Мій результат був дуже швидкий, і взагалі прогрес він був дуже швидкий. Один з найкращих в історії бодібілдингу.
So I look back and I think now that if my father had never died and my mother had never died, I would have never gotten into studying about the human body, and I never got into bodybuilding, and I never started eating right and wanting to be healthy, right? So as I sit and I think now, like me, the bodybuilder, you guys see this because that was the pain and the suffering that I felt from losing my mother and my father dying.
Коли я оглядаюся на минуле, я бачу, що, як так би мовити, якби не смерть батьків, то можливо і не було б цього успіху в бодібілдингу. Те, що ви бачите зараз на екрані, це є результат болю і страждань, яких я зазнав через смерть батьків.
So when I see a father and a child, for me it's something special, it's deep, driven from something very, very deep.
Коли я бачу батька і сина, це для мене дуже така глибока річ. Я це сприймаю дуже серйозно.
So now I look at my life and I say, I see what God has done, you know, because I always say that, you know, if you trust, have faith, and believe in God, He always knows what He's doing, because if God says to me, Kevin, I'm going to take your life, but your son will be a greater human being, a greater champion, a greater person to give to the whole world, many more things than what you've ever done. Can I take your life? And I will say, yes, God, take my life.
Якщо Бог би мені сказав, Кевін, я візьму твоє життя, але твій син на фоні цього він доб'ється якогось великого успіху чи стане набагато кращим, я з певністю відповів так.
So, the purpose of a man, the purpose of a man, right? This in him and his son. His purpose is to raise his son to be greater than him, greater than the father. Yeah.
Це син, так? Ціль батька цього хлопчика – це виростити з цього сина людину більшу і успішнішу за себе.
So maybe my father had a conversation with God, and maybe God said, I'm going to take your life, but your son Kevin will go through pain, he will go through suffering, but the whole world will know his name.
Можливо, мій батько і мав розмову з Богом, який йому сказав, я візьму твоє життя, але Кевін стане успішним, його буде знати весь світ.
It will not make sense to him now because he's a child, but I can guarantee you that he's going to grow up. He's going to be a great champion around the world. He's going to be one of the best bodybuilders ever, and he's always never going to forget where he come from, and he'll be able to change millions of lives.
Для нього зараз це не буде мати великого значення, це мається на увазі про Кевіна. Але згодом він пройде ці страждання, цю біль, і він стане відомий на весь світ і зможе повпливати на мільйони інших життів.
So when I think about this, God had a gift in me, this gift, and it only way it could come out is if He took my mother, if He took my father. But He gave me a greater gift, you know, and that's a gift that the whole world knows my name, you know. So what I go through, what I've been through, it's not about me, it's about what I can give to the world, what I can give to each country, what I can give to the whole world. And this is how I know that God is a miracle worker. God does miracle things in your life as long as you never quit, as long as you always believe in yourself, and as long as you never give up. He will take your life when you think it's falling apart, it's actually falling into place. And every single thing about my life, it makes complete sense now. You know, because I didn't quit and I didn't give up. So this is how I know God is real, and this is why I always give God the honor and respect. And this is why I always tell you guys, hold on, no matter what you're going through. Bad times don't last forever. As long as you never give up, you'll never lose. And God will do great things for you in your life, like He did for me when I was at my pain and suffering and everything. But just hold on and believe in yourself. So this is why I pray to God, and I always thank God for every opportunity, everything that happens to me. Yeah.
Розумів, що Бог взагалі-то обдаровує всіх, і в кожного є якийсь свій шлях, щоб цей дар сприйняти і потім його розвинути, досягти. Але є одна умова, тобто якщо ви не здастесь,
ви мусите пройти через якийсь шлях. Може бути страждання, може, кожного це є своє. І зараз я розумію, що цей дар я пройшов через це, через ці семінарські, ці довгі роки якоїсь злості, навіть просто нерозуміння, що Божий мене захотів. Але тепер я це зрозумів повністю і повністю з цим як згідний, і цей дар я можу передавати іншим людям. Тому Бог завжди знає, що Він від нас хоче. Просто треба вірити і ніколи не нарікати.